Hello from Boston. Thanks for joining us. It's April 2004. Can you give us an update on where Samsung's global marketing strategy that you're leading stands at this point?
Sure, absolutely. I'm very pleased to report that our market position in our critical product categories, such as in wireless products, as well as in the very strongly emerging digital TV products category, are doing very, very well. Our overall price position, as well as our premium market position, has strengthened significantly. And I think we're in what I would call a virtuous cycle between brand and product, meaning that as we bring out new products, it is readily accepted as more of a premium product position, which then enhances our brand, which then enables us to bring out more advanced and premium products. So, for example, in the wireless category, which has been probably one of the most heatedly contested category for many, many years, our overall market share has increased, and in terms of revenue market share, we're in fact world's #2 right now, and we continue to focus only on the mid to premium category. And our biggest competitor, which is the market share leader, traditionally has strength in the lower end category, and I believe their lack of focus on the premium end is actually having a material effect on their business. So our premium strategy, linked tightly with the overall enhancement of our brand position, has worked out very well. Similarly, in the TV space, the TV category, as you may know, as recently as 2-3 years ago, it was a very mature, very low growth, with a very little profit type of category. And with the coming of the new innovations, such as in the flat panel display, as well as in digital TV, gave us a new opportunity to really establish a new position. And we've been very much focused on the delivering the latest innovation in flat panels, especially LCD TVs, as well as plasma TVs. And we frankly got out of our traditional CRT lower end business, which at the time were quite difficult decision, because such a big chunk of our revenue was tied to the traditional CRT-based business. But now it turned out that was actually the right thing to do, because it not only gave us focus to put more resources behind the premium end, but also from a market standpoint, it gave us greater clarity, which also meant that our channel partners gave us tremendous support, because they were making more money by selling the premium, and they wanted a reliable partner in the premium product category. So we became one of the preferred partners to really embark on a very fast-growing market. Once again, we invested heavily in the branding, focus on the up-and coming premium categories, and so that has worked very well. Overall, on top of that, we're at the fortunate cycle of the economic upturn, especially in the high technology sector, and so our component business is doing very well. Last year, our numbers looked very good, and it looks like this year is going to be even better.
What remains to be done, Eric? What are the 2 or 3 things that remain on your agenda today?
Actually, fundamentally, it continues on the same path, which is there's the internal issue and there's the external issue. In terms of the internal issue, it's all about transforming our company to be fundamentally market-driven company. We come from the heritage of very much of a manufacturing orientation and then technology orientation, and so the whole notion of being market-driven is a relatively new concept. And what that is really starting from the way we think about ourselves, to where we observe and understand the marketplace, to the kind of products we innovate, and the way we deliver the products and achieve customer satisfaction. Everything has to be really based on the market and the customer. And so this sounds rather obvious, but turns out that this is quite a challenge for our organization. So that's a continuing effort. And we felt very strongly that only way that can be done is really through a systematic approach, because you could do this for one product for one project, but really the impact of that would be relatively minor. What we wanted was to really enable everybody, all the business units and all the regional operations to really operate this way. And so we spent a lot of time defining what does it mean to operate as a market-oriented organization. And so we established entire business processes. We established a different set of measurements for ourselves. We established an appropriate organization structure to really enable market-oriented operations. We spent a lot of time educating our people and so forth. So that's an ongoing effort. And so I'm happy to report that clearly on something of this magnitude, the initial receptivity was not very high, but now we have actually gone through this kind of a total, the one major business unit, and now we are embarking on 3 more, and by end of this year we expect to have finished at least 6 additional business units, and these are all multi-billion-dollar business entities. So this is quite a big effort. And then we've got to a point where it is no longer sufficient for us to be a fast follower. We have to be a leader, meaning we have to create new markets. The only way to create a new market is that just having a good technology is not enough. We have to have a superior insight about the marketplace, about where it's going, and we have to be prepared to take the appropriate risk and betting on something that's not there yet. And so this is the kind of ability that we are trying to build into our business units so that they could operate as such. In terms of the external side, 5 years ago we were a relatively unknown, more or less a commodity product player. A lot of effort trying to become known. So now we are a reasonably well-recognized brand. And I believe we have the momentum on a global stage. So I think we've accomplished the awareness side of the equation. The next major challenge is we've got to go beyond awareness, and we have to achieve what I call an unfair share of the preference and loyalty. Rethinking our entire brand strategy, focus more on the preference building and loyalty building. And so we intend to have a very different approach to marketing, different platform, and a much greater focus on establishing a tighter relationship with our channel partners as well as with our customers. So that's the next major challenge.
Are there still significant variations among geographic markets in terms of the way they perceive the Samsung brand, or are those gradually coming into alignment?
They are more getting aligned in that we were relatively unknown in the more developed marketplace, such as US and Europe. But now we are fairly well known in those markets, and frankly, we have penetrated most of the premium channels, and we have gotten strong acceptance from customers as a premium brand. So now customers are willing to accept us as a premium brand, which was not the case 5 years ago. In the developing markets, we were the sort of mass consumer products, and turns out that many of the developing markets, there's a very fast-growing mid to upper income categories, and they are very aggressive in looking for premium brands, and we have become a preferred brand in that regard. So I think there are more commonality, and clearly there are still differences.
Could you say a few words, Eric, about marketing expenditures and how, as a marketing person, you are able to convince hard-nosed, non-marketing general managers of the business units to spend money on marketing, to invest in it? what kind of approaches have you taken to make sure that you are delivering a good return on marketing investments?
Yeah, that's a very relevant and critical challenge, especially in our company where, as you said, we are a very hard-nosed operators. We come from operating in a very tough, very thin margin manufacturing type of businesses. Our management leaders typically come from operations or from engineering. And so I think it's fair to say that there's not a own level of awareness and conviction behind marketing. So really, first and foremost, marketing has to deliver the result. I mean, you spend money on marketing not because it's something that you like to do or some other reasons. You do it to improve your P&L and your market position. So you must be able to show a direct link between marketing and the result. And so therefore, it has to be viewed as an investment. It has to be managed as an investment. You have to have a clear target established, and you have to pick specific projects which will generate the return, and you have to have clear measures that you could claim afterwards as to the degree of success of your marketing investment. But clearly, marketing is more than just a short-term result. Marketing is really building the base, the base of preference, the base of acceptance by the marketplace, and that doesn't happen overnight. So you have to have a balance of short-term and long-term. In our case here, there's no way I could have gotten the support for long-term without the short-term results. So it's absolutely critical that you generate the short-term result and use that as a base of credibility for investing in the long term. And frankly, in order to get the measures, you have to spend some money. The measures doesn't happen by itself. So you have to be willing to spend some money to do the research and get the measures you need and be able to prove the return on the investment.
If you think in terms of the short term and long term, that involves then balancing the money that you put into product-specific advertising versus the money that you would put into building the overall image of the Samsung brand.
Correct. That's correct. So in fact, right now, on the average, we invest roughly a third of our total marketing budget on the long-term brand, about a third on the product-specific marketing, and about a third on the regional and local channel-related marketing.
Okay. Let me ask you this. You're a chief marketing officer of a global corporation. What should a chief executive officer who is looking to hire a chief marketing officer look for in a candidate? What sort of qualities, what sort of expectations about what a chief marketing officer should do for a company?
My view is that marketing is something that is very, very fundamental to a CEO, because marketing is all about understanding your customer, your marketplace, and be able to reflect that understanding into where your company operates and where it's headed, and execute in such a way that you end up winning the unfair share of the customer mind. And so it's very, very fundamental. And so if the CEO feels that he doesn't quite have the necessary conviction, expertise, and the know-how to really drive this, then he or she needs to get the person who could give him the right kind of insights and elements to become the champion. Because I really believe that the marketing is not something CEO could delegate. It is something that is fundamental and embedded into CEO. Therefore, CEO, him or herself, must become the sort of the marketeer of the corporation, and the CMO acts really as a key lieutenant in making that happen.